For most of human history, people have assumed that time is fixed. 1 second lasts 1 second, 1 hour lasts 1 hour, and a day lasts 24 hours. Clocks seem to confirm this. Watches continue ticking whether we are happy or sad, awake or asleep, excited or bored. Yet our personal experience tells a different story. Time does not always feel constant. Sometimes an evening with friends seems to vanish in minutes. At other times, a few minutes waiting for bad news can feel endless. We have already explored how memory, attention, and emotion can alter our sense of duration, but there is another way in which our experience of time can change dramatically. Chemicals can alter it. A cup of coffee in the morning can make us feel alert and energized. Alcohol may help someone relax and lose track of the passing hours. Certain medicines can make a person sleepy and disconnected from the outside world. Some drugs can create experiences in which minutes appear to stretch into hours, while others can remove large sections of time from memory altogether. This raises an intriguing possibility. If changing the chemistry of the brain changes our experience of time, perhaps at least part of what we call time is constructed inside the brain itself. Alcohol is probably the most familiar example. Many people have experienced an evening that seems perfectly ordinary while it is happening, only to wake the next day with little or no memory of several hours. In extreme cases, alcohol can produce what doctors call a blackout. During a blackout, a person may still walk, talk, laugh, and interact with others, but the brain temporarily loses its ability to create long-term memories. Time, in the ordinary physical sense, continues. Other people observe events taking place. Clocks continue to tick. Yet from the perspective of the individual, those hours simply disappear. It is as if they never existed. Cannabis often produces a very different effect. Users commonly report that time appears to slow down. A short conversation may seem much longer. Music may appear richer and more detailed. A television program lasting 30 minutes can feel as though it has occupied an entire evening. Neuroscientists believe this may occur because cannabis alters activity in brain regions involved with attention, internal awareness, and short-term memory. If the brain samples experience differently, perhaps its internal estimate of duration also changes. Hallucinogenic drugs such as LSD and psilocybin mushrooms can alter time perception even more dramatically. People taking these substances sometimes describe losing all sense of chronological order. They may feel as though they are reliving childhood memories while simultaneously imagining future events. Others report existing in a kind of eternal present, where past and future lose their meaning altogether. Some individuals even claim that they experienced what felt like weeks or months of subjective experience during an event that objectively lasted only a few hours. Modern brain imaging studies suggest that psychedelics reduce the normal filtering mechanisms of the brain. Networks that are usually separated begin communicating with one another in unusual ways. The ordinary structure that organizes thoughts into a sequence may weaken, allowing experiences to feel less ordered and less constrained by the ticking of an internal clock. Cocaine and amphetamines tend to produce the opposite effect. They increase alertness, concentration, and energy. Under their influence, people often become intensely focused on particular activities. Hours may pass unnoticed because attention becomes narrowed onto a single task. The physical clock remains unchanged, but awareness of its passage diminishes. Medical drugs provide another interesting example. Sedatives used in hospitals can make patients feel as though they closed their eyes for a moment and immediately awoke several hours later. General anesthesia produces perhaps the strangest effect of all. Unlike sleep, anesthesia appears to eliminate conscious experience entirely. There are usually no dreams, no memories, and no awareness of time passing. One moment a patient is speaking to a doctor, and the next moment they are recovering in another room, with several hours apparently missing from existence. Scientists, including Daniel Kahneman, David Eagleman, and Mark Whitman, have suggested that our perception of duration depends heavily upon attention and memory. If attention is altered, or if memories are not recorded properly, our estimate of time changes as well. Perhaps our brains do not possess a clock in the traditional sense. Instead, they may reconstruct duration afterwards by counting how many events, sensations, and memories have been collected. If this is true, then chemicals do not actually change time itself. They change the mechanism by which we experience it. But that conclusion raises another question. If our experience of time can be stretched, compressed, fragmented, or even erased simply by changing the balance of molecules inside the brain, how much of time belongs to the universe and how much belongs to us? Perhaps the passing seconds measured by clocks are only one kind of time. There may also be a personal time, like a psychological time created by the activity of billions of neurons exchanging information inside our heads. Change the chemistry, and that personal time changes with it. And if a simple chemical can alter our deepest sense of duration, perhaps one of the greatest mysteries is not how time passes through the universe, but how the brain manages to create the feeling that time is passing at all. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope you've enjoyed this exploration into how chemicals can alter our perception of time. If you have, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really does help, and it lets me know that you'd like me to continue making more episodes in this series. Time may not slow down, speed up, or disappear when we change the chemistry of the brain, but our experience of it certainly can. Perhaps that tells us something profound. The clocks around us may measure the passage of time, but the clocks inside our minds determine how we actually live it. And if the next episode is already waiting for you on your screen, simply click on it now, and let's continue discovering time together.